For this project, we're going to make these cute little baby shower dresses. And you can use these cute dresses to decorate gifts, baby shower gifts, or to give as favors to the people who attend the baby shower. And for baby showers, some people like to use these little baby bottles, plastic baby bottles, and they fill them with candy, and they use them as favors for their guests that show up for the baby shower. And what's nice is these dresses will fit right over the baby shower favor. So you can fill them with candy and then decorate them with these cute little baby shower dresses. And here I'm just showing an example with different yarns. And you can use different ribbons, whatever ribbons that you want to use on them, or you could even use little buttons, craft buttons. And this dress, I like this size better, so I'm going to be showing how to make this one. And I use my G crochet hook or 4mm crochet hook to make both of these. This one you just would use a smaller, it's the same pattern, you would just use a smaller hook. So if you like the smaller one, you can do that as well. So here are the baby shower dresses on the baby bottles. Just going to give you a close-up look of them. And then the back. And you can fill these baby bottles with candy. And the baby bottles can be found in craft stores. How cute that was. These are some leftover baby bottles that I had from the baby shower that I had. Too bad I didn't think of this little cute dress before. That would have been a nice little touch to so I did different styles of yarn too. This is a thicker yarn, and I did the magnet on the back of this one, and then this one was with the different smaller crochet hook, and then I used the button on this one, but this one's small and won't fit onto the baby bottle, so this one would just be maybe a keychain or magnet for this one. And that's it. Another nice thing you can do is you can use little magnets on the back, and they can be little refrigerator magnets. And I use Everything Mary Silver Mini Magnetic Snaps. And these magnets have the opposite side and the magnetic side, and they attach together, but we don't need to use, if you're making a refrigerator magnet, you don't need this side. You just need the magnetic side. And you have the piece that goes on the inside and then the other side that goes on the back. I'm going to show you how to attach that. We're going to attach it to the dress that we make on video. If you like the little buttons on the dresses, I like to use these bell buttons by Dritz. And they have all kinds of different little turtles, dogs, bears, all kinds of different little fun things that you could put onto your dress. And what I like about these is they have a pretty large back, and you can use your yarn to sew them onto your project. And you just have to make sure that you have a small enough tapestry needle in order to fit the yarn through the back of the button. The yarn that I used for these two dresses, I used Karen's Simply Soft Pink for the one dress. And then for the other dress, I used this really pretty yarn, but I'm not sure exactly the color, but I know that the type of yarn was Bernat Baby Coordinates. And you can see how they have the different glittery type of yarn, and you can get different colors. And then for this one, I just used a green. I think it's like a soft green, but I forget exactly what color it was. For the dress I'm making on video, I'm using the Karen 1 pound yarn, and this color is cream. And the ribbon that I'm using is Celebrate at Tempo. It's a really pretty purple shimmery ribbon, and it's a 3/8 inch sized ribbon. The first thing you want to do is take the color yarn that you're going to be using, and we're going to do a slip knot. And how I do that is I just fold it over on itself to form a loop, And then I'm using my G or 4mm crochet hook. Just put it right through the loop. Hold it at the base of the loop with your middle finger and thumb. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, bring it through the loop for your slip knot. And then you're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you have your chain of 10. Now you're going to do a slip stitch with the first chain that you created. So you're going to take your crochet hook, you're going to go into that first chain, and then you can hold your yarn like this, and then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring that yarn through both loops on your hook for a slip stitch. So now you have a circle, and we're going to bury our loose yarn end as we work. Just kind of hold it to the side, and you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to count as your first double crochet, and now you're going to do a total of 30 double crochet into the center of the circle. So I'm going to do a couple with you. You're going to yarn over, go into the center of the circle, go behind that loose yarn end, bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through 2. So that's a double crochet, and we're going to do a total of 30 into the center of the ring. So I'm going to do one more with you. And then once you've buried your loose yarn end enough, you can go ahead and just cut it. So go ahead and do 30 double crochets into the center of the ring and then come back. You should have 30 double crochet into the center of the ring. And what I like about this pattern is you can just kind of scoot the double crochets over to fit all 30 in there. And now we're going to do a slip stitch into the top stitch of that first double crochet. So go into that top stitch of the first double crochet that you did, and you're going to yarn over and bring the yarn through both loops on your hook for a slip stitch. Now you're going to do a chain 2, 1, 2, and then that's going to count as your first half double crochet. Now you're going to yarn over and you're going to go into the same stitch. So go into the same stitch. You're going to bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 3 for another half double crochet, and then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do 2 more half double crochet into the same stitch. And that's going to count as a shell. We're going to call that a shell. So you completed 1 shell. Now in the next stitch over, so here you can see your next stitch, we're going to do a front post double crochet. So how you're going to do that is you're going to take your crochet hook, you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to go right to the side of that double crochet, right on the inside. Let's see if I can show you better. So you're taking your crochet hook right on the inside of the double crochet, that next stitch. See my crochet hook in there? And then you're going to go behind it. So you can see how that next stitch I went right behind that previous row's double crochet. Now I'm going to bring up a loop. So I'm going to yarn over and bring up a loop. right behind that post, and that's how it gets its name, the front post double crochet. So then you're going to yarn over, you're going to pull through 2 loops on the hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through the last 2 for a double crochet. So we just finished a front post double crochet. Now you're going to chain 1. It's going to yarn over, go through that loop for a chain 1. Now you're going to go into that next stitch. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to go into that next stitch, you're going to bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. And then you're going to repeat the shell again. So we're going to do another half double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 more half double crochets. Now on the next stitch we're going to do another front post double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to go into the inside on the previous row right between the 2 double crochets in the previous row and go behind the next stitch double crochet on the previous row. You're going to bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through 2. Then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to go into the next stitch and do another shell. And you're going to repeat this pattern all the way around back to the beginning. Just finish this one shell with you. So go ahead and finish this pattern all the way around back to the beginning, and then come back and I'll show you what to do next. So on this one I ended up with 10 shells around, and you could also make them, this is the same pattern, but on this one I ended up with 14 shells. And how I did that is I went into the stitch, and here you can see how I went into the next stitch over to do my shells here. But if you go behind that front post double crochet and do your shell in there, then you can get more shells, and then you have an armhole with 1, 2, 3, 4 shells. So you can make that an alternate way that you can make your little dress. But for this one I'm going to make it where I only have 2 shells for the armhole, and then there's going to be 3 shells in the front and then 3 shells in the back. So now I ended with a front post double crochet, and I'm going to do a slip stitch into the top stitch of that first stitch, that first half double crochet, the top stitch. Just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook, and then you're going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch over, and then you're going to slip stitch into that chain 1 space of that first shell, and then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to do another half double crochet into the same chain 1 space. You're going to chain 1 and then do 2 more half double crochet. And then we're going to do a front post double crochet around the previous row's front post double crochet. Just to yarn over, go behind that front post double crochet on the previous row, bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through 2. Now we're going to do another shell into the next chain 1 space. And then you're going to do a front post double crochet, and then we're going to make the armhole. So you're going to fold the 2 shells together for the armhole, and then you're going to work a double crochet into the front post double crochet on the previous row after the second shell. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet, a front post double crochet into that front post. And then you would have made your first armhole. So just make sure that you only have 2 shells, which I do, and then you have your armhole. Then you're going to do another shell into the next one. So go ahead and finish doing your shell, front post double crochet, shell, front post double crochet, and another shell, and then I'll show you how to make your second armhole. Okay, so you should be back, and so we just finished our armhole, and then we did 3 more shells, and now we're going to make the second armhole. But before we do that, I just wanted to show you that with these previous dresses that I did, this one I did the armhole with 4 shells, whereas this one we're doing with only 2. But you can tell that in the front of this dress I only have 3 shells, and then on the back I have 4 shells. So you can't even notice, and it still looks really cute. So don't worry, you know, if you notice that, oh no, the front I have too many or the back I have less, or it doesn't matter, it still will turn out really pretty. And then on this dress, you can see I still have the 4 shells for the armhole, and then in the front I have 4, and then in the back I have 4. So it will still all turn out really pretty, and don't get too concerned about the shells in the front and the back. And now back to the dress that we're making. So you just finished your 3 shells. Now we're going to do the next armhole with 2 shells. So I'm going to fold those together, just going to yarn over, and I'm just going to work a front post double crochet into that previous row front post, and just do a double crochet. And you could make your dress, turn it inside out without the front post double crochet, and it'll be cute also, but I'm going to still make this one where you have the ridges of the front post double crochet. And it's just a preference. It'll still look pretty if you choose to do it the other way too. But I just like the pattern with the ridge created by the front post double crochet. So I just finished the second armhole. Now I'm going to do a shell, my last shell on the other side. And then I'm going to do my last front post double crochet. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch into that top stitch of the first half double crochet. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the chain 1 space. And now we're going to start working in rounds for the skirt. So go ahead and do your chain 2. And you can see how the dress looks so far. You have the armhole holes, and we're going to start working on the skirt now. So go ahead and do your shell. And then we're going to do our front post double crochet. And then you're going to do another shell into the chain one space of the previous row's shell. And then for the armhole, you're going to go around both of the front post double crochets that form a V to make the armhole. So you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to go right behind both front post double crochets of the armhole. You're going to bring up a loop. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through 2. And you can see how you formed 1 front post double crochet for under the armhole. Then you're going to do a shell into the next chain 1 space. So go ahead and work all the way around back to the beginning, and then come back and I'll show you how to move to the next row. Alright, so you should be back to the beginning shell. So we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch. And then you're going to slip stitch into the chain 1 space of that first shell. And then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're just going to do a shell and front post double crochet all the way around back to the beginning, and then come back. I made it back to the beginning, so I'm going to do a slip stitch into that first shell. And I just want to show you this is what your dress looks like so far. You're going to do 1 more row at the bottom. So you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then slip stitch into the chain 1 space, and then chain 2, and then do 1 more row around. Now we're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch into that top stitch again, and we're going to slip stitch back to the chain 1 space, and then we're going to finish off. So you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. And then you have a cute little dress made. To bury the loose yarn end, you're just going to get your tapestry needle. So just take your loose yarn end with your tapestry needle, and you're just going to weave it into the inside of the dress with the tapestry needle. And I'm just going to make 1 more bury into the back here. Just kind of weave the loose yarn end through the inside of the dress. And then once you have it buried nicely, then you just go ahead and cut it. And I just want to show you this dress, what it looks like with the ripples. You have the pretty ripples on the front, and then if you turned it inside out, you have a dress that looks like this. And then you could put buttons or whatever you want, but what's nice about the ripple is I can put the ribbon through the ripple. So now go ahead and get your ribbon that you're going to use, and I'll show you how to weave that into the top of the dress. So take whatever color ribbon that you're going to use, and then go start at the center here and just take and weave the ribbon through, and then just go around under the arm and around the back. And then once you get back to the front, just come back and I'll show you how to tie the bow. So So this is how your work should look. Just make sure that the bows are fairly even for when we tie the bow. You can see on the back how it looks. So go ahead and tie your bow now on the front. Once you have the bow how you like it, then you can take your scissors and just cut the bottom strands. And then you have your cute dress. If you want to put the magnet on the back of the dress, then you're not going to need the one snap part. And then you just take the magnet portion and take off that back strip. And then you're just going to place the magnet where you want it. And then turn your dress inside out. You can see the two prongs on the other side of the dress. Just place that other strip onto the back, and then you're going to fold the prongs down. And then it takes a little effort, but I was able to use my fingers to press down with my thumbs to press the prongs down. You could see the sides. You may need something to help you, like pliers or something, but like I said, I was able to use my thumbs and just press it down. And then you have the magnet on the back of the dress. And it's on there pretty good. So here is the little baby bottle that you can get at the craft stores, and they usually put candy inside for the baby shower favor. And just close the top back on there. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like with the dress. The dress you can just put right over. And you see how cute. You can actually pull it down further if you want. And then just fix your bow. Then you have a cute little party favor for the baby shower. So I'm just going to show you this different dress with the 4 armholes, and I'm just going to make one with this colored yarn. This is the His Jeans by Bernat Baby Coordinates, and this one was in green, but I'm going to show you in this color the difference. So up to this point it's done the same way. I did a chain of 10, and then I did my 30 double crochets into the center of the ring. And now I'm going to go ahead and chain 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to do my shell. So I'm going to do another half double crochet in the same stitch, chain 1, and then 2 more half double crochet, and then in the next stitch over I'm going to do my front post double crochet just like I did in the first video, in the first part of this video. And then I'm going to do a chain 1, and then I'm going to do another shell into that next stitch. I'm going to do this all the way around. Back to the beginning. So for this one, you can see how I was able to squeeze in 14 shells. So here, where my yarn is starting the next row, that's 1 shell. And then you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I have 14 shells, which means I'll have 3 shells in the front and 3 shells in the back for the skirt, and then I'll have 4 shells for both armholes. So then you can go ahead and finish the dress the same way that you did earlier in the video. So here's the one dress that I finished. So you can see the difference. With this one, I had 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 shells for this one. And then this one has 16 shells, so 4 in the front, 4 in the back's 8, and then 12, 16. So if you like this style better, you just would have 16 shells instead of the 14 like this one. But they all fit onto the baby bottles. So here are the baby shower dresses on the baby bottles. Just going to give you a close-up look of them. And then the back. And you can fill these baby bottles with candy. And the baby bottles can be found in craft stores. Cute that was. These are some leftover baby bottles that I had from the baby shower that I had. Too bad I didn't think of this little cute dress before. That would have been a nice little touch to so I did different styles yarn too. This is a thicker yarn, and I did the magnet on the back of this one. And then this one was with a different smaller crochet hook. And then I used the button on this one. But this one's small and won't fit onto the baby bottle. So this one would just be maybe a keychain or magnet for this one. And that's it.